If you don't like the topic, then I don't see why you're here. What's up, y'all? It's Maria again and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe down below by hitting the subscribe button and also dinging the bell for notifications every time I post a video. And if you're a returning subscriber, well then welcome back to our little home. So today's video, I'm gonna focus on something that I wanted to do in the summer. As you guys saw in my welcome back video, I didn't want to talk about something related to my tongue piercing. If you are queasy, if you are not tolerable of, you know, body modifications and stuff like that, especially ones that are more on the severe side, even though I think that the tongue piercing is actually not that bad, to be honest, you are more than welcome to click in the X button over there. It is free to click it, just like it is free to watch my videos. If you don't like it, either one suits me, I don't care. As long as you are aware that I am not for your negativity downstairs in the comment section. You can have opinions of your own and obviously disagree with mine, but it's my video, you chose to click on it. If you don't like the topic, then I don't see why you're here. Feel free to click away if you are, you know, queasy or whatever it is. And stay tuned for next time, because I won't be talking about these things very often, but today I chose to talk about the tongue piercing. So the last time that I spoke to you guys about my tongue piercing was relevant to the reasons as to why I got it. But today I wanted to explain the procedure as to how it worked that I got it. I'm gonna leave like aftercare, healing process and all that stuff for like different videos, because not everybody's interested in every single part of the tongue piercing experience, but I quite frankly feel like sharing all of them, just not in one video. But if you're interested in those, please leave me a thumbs up and also comment down below to let me know which part you would want to see next. Let's just get started in the video. I wanted to just shout out my piercer. His name is Mark, and he works at BodyWorks Tattoos and Piercings in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. All the people that work in that shop are super sweet, and to be honest, Mark is the one who I've interacted with the most, only because I usually ask him questions, because he's usually in the front desk for people who walk in and stuff like that, but also he is the piercer and he's their only piercer. He's blessed. He's super nice. I'll leave his Instagram down below if you guys are interested in following him, if you are around the GTA area, if you are around the GTA, and tell him I say hi. So how it all started is that one time I went to the shop, and me finding out that Mark was a piercer, I asked him if he would be interested in piercing my tongue. He said, of course, let me check your tongue though. And it's very important that your piercer does check if you have a short web of some sort or any other like problems with your tongue. Some piercers don't have the training to pierce through short webs, or people who are tongue-tied. It does require a certain technique to do it, otherwise it can really affect the person's tongue and their vocabulary and their speech. And obviously that goes whether you have a short web or not. Make sure that your piercer does check with you any concerns that you have before you actually do the procedure, because, you know, God forbid if you go to a piercer who doesn't check that you have a short web or whatever it is, and then you end up with a lisp because of bad technique, bad protocols, or whatever it is. Mark did all that, and he actually checked everything. I didn't have a short web, so that's good. And then he said it was all good or whatever to book the appointment, and he told me if I wanted to come in, you know, in the coming weeks or whatever, that was cool. I prefer to take a couple of weeks to just think about it, really, because as you guys know in the last video that I posted about this, my mom has her opinions, and I also do have an aunt who is a dentist, so I kind of wanted to think about it a little bit further. But it ended up being that I got my piercing done a couple weeks after I had checked with him if everything was good with me. Also, something I wanted to mention, or actually not mention, is the prices for the piercing, only because every shop has a different minimum set price. Other shops have deals. If you get like multiple piercings, you can get a discounted price on them or whatever it is. I personally am not sharing it, not only because there's different protocols in every single shop, but also a lot of people get judged for how much money they spend on body modifications. And to be honest, trust me, I am not the person who has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on body modifications, but I still prefer to keep that information out of the internet unless further needed. But yeah, for now, just know that I paid a decent price, and obviously I went to somebody who is a professional, thus it explains the price. Even though I'm not sharing the price right now, if I am going to a professional, you can obviously expect a certain price range than if I were to be going to the back of an alleyway or to a friend's house to get this done. So just thought I'd put that out there. So to walk you through the day, which was November 11th, I think it was 2015. I woke up that day super nervous, right? But I ate a good breakfast. Always make sure that whenever you get body modifications, you eat a good breakfast. You want your sugar levels to be decent or even high. That way when your body goes into shock because it's being wounded, you definitely want to not pass out, especially because it makes it harder for the tattoo artist or the piercer to do their job. Plus it's a little embarrassing. but also because being the tongue, you kind of need your tongue to eat. So I didn't want to have a really swollen tongue and have to eat later on during the day unless I absolutely had to. So I ate a really good breakfast, a really big breakfast, one of the biggest that I've had in my lifetime. So once I got to the shop, Mark got me to go into the room and everything, into the piercing room, and he showed me everything that he needed. He showed me all the brand new equipment, which is something that you should always be verifying with your tattoo artist or your piercer. If they don't exactly show you that they're unwrapping brand new material or, you know, showing you sterilized equipment, don't go to them. So shout out to Mark, he always does that, and majority of the people at BodyWorks do that anyways, at least the people who have obviously touched me. I can't speak on behalf of everybody, but yeah, but those who have modified my body in some way have always done that. So I skipped the part. So before I did all that, he did get me to sign a waiver when I did book my appointment and everything. And when my mom had dropped me off, that's when he walked me into the room and everything. And shout out to my mom, because even though she disagreed with me getting a tongue piercing, she does understand that it's my body and she respects that. But she brought me applesauce. She's so sweet. So yeah, Mark got all his gloves and all the equipment ready. He showed me everything brand new, like I said. And afterwards, he had dried my tongue and clamped it down with like a little clamp, which was super uncomfortable, but it is what it is. He kind of verified that everything was still good with me, like that my tongue hadn't changed, which it hadn't, but just I guess for like safety procedures. He marked it with a little pen. He marked like the spot where he was gonna pierce it from the top and then obviously from the bottom. Checked for veins and everything, if they were like extra swollen that day. I don't know, I'm not a piercer, but I'm guessing that's what goes through their head. So afterwards, he put my tongue back in my mouth, and then he got me to rinse with like a 98 or like a 99% alcohol solution, like kind of like a mouthwash to kill off everything that was in there, because like I remember that shit was mad strong, like it actually hurt. And that was before the piercing. But anyways, he gave me that. After I spit it out, he dried my tongue again, clamped it. He pulled it out. He told me to, you know, push it out as much as I can while he was like obviously carefully pulling it out as much as he could as well. He obviously had his needle in hand too and everything. And then he told me to like calm down, and whatever I did.
Do not, girl, do not put your tongue back in your mouth.
So then after he pierced it, he went from the top to the bottom. I've seen people do it from the bottom to the top. Doesn't matter as long as it gets safely into your tongue. He went from the top to the bottom, and then he put like a little either a cork or a cotton swab or something like that on the bottom so it wouldn't fall through, and also I guess to prevent me from putting it in my mouth. He got the pole slash the tube that is actually like the pole that I have in right now, but obviously a lot longer because my tongue was gonna swell. He got that, and he, I guess at the end of the needle there's like a little screw on piece where you can just screw the pole. So he pushed that through, and that's the part that kind of hurt me the most because I guess it was like a hair thicker, and so I did feel like going through the hollow part of my tongue. Tube was through, everything was fine, and after that he took, I guess he unscrewed the needle part, he put the bottom ball, and I do want to say that after that I did put my tongue back in my mouth, and it did, you can obviously feel that there's something different going on in your body. Like your body can just tell that, wow, what a foreign object, what is this, get the fuck out of my mouth. So after I had stuck back my tongue into my mouth to kind of like relax a bit, and obviously just kind of like, you know, it's a very tense position to just have your tongue sticking out of your mouth for like a very long period of time. So I stuck it back in. I swallowed the excess blood because like that's kind of what happened. I stuck it back out. Mr. Mark, he dried it again. He dried the excess blood and everything, and then after that, before he got me to stand up, he made sure that I was okay. He made sure that I wasn't like, you know, about to pass out or anything like that. I told him that I was good, I was Gucci, I was super happy. And shout out to my friend Sarah, she went with me, and actually her brother Montez went as well. Shout out to Montez. They went with me, but only one person was allowed in the actual room along with me and Mark. So Sarah went in. She was a little bit traumatized, but she got like, you know, pictures and everything. It was pretty cool. And after that, I think Mark gave me alcohol-free mouthwash to rinse out everything that was going on in my mouth, but nothing gory. I want you guys to know, it wasn't like, I wasn't bleeding excessively. Not that it wouldn't happen to some people, but I was not bleeding excessively. And from what I remember, I'm pretty sure that was it. After I paid him and everything, I walked out of the shop. At this point, my tongue had not swollen as much as it did hours later, but the pole that he gave me, I want to say, if you look at the size of my pole now, which is roughly the size of my tongue, I want to say that that guy was literally 3 times bigger. Obviously, it's to prevent damage to your tongue when it does swell after such a piercing. Sorry if the camera angle changed, my camera did run out of room. But I do have a story time when it comes to an event, a certain mishap or accident that happened later on that day. If you guys want to know more details as to why or how my bottom ball fell off, give me a thumbs up on this video, let me know if you want to see that, and definitely also leave me your comments down below if you want to know more details about the tongue piercing. If you're interested in getting such a piercing, definitely leave me comments down below, whether it's aftercare, whether it's the procedure, or how I clean my jewelry, let me know downstairs in a comment, and I'll be sure to get to that. Besides that, guys, I'm pretty much done with this video. I just wanted to throw a disclaimer out there that I'm not being sponsored, paid, or I'm not being, for whatever reason, promoted to talk about this. This is just something that I personally think is important for those people who would want to go through the process of getting a tongue piercing, and for any piercing in general or tattoos. I feel like YouTube is a great community to talk about your thoughts, your experiences, negatives and pros and cons and everything with any such body modification. So yeah, I'm just adding to the list of various experiences that people could have. As another disclaimer, just y'all, please go to a professional when you get body modifications. I know that we want to encourage our friends to be whatever they want to be, but if they really don't have the experience, I don't suggest that you go to an unprofessional or an amateur or whatever you want to call them, because it could mean the difference between having a nice piece of jewelry or a nice work of art on your body versus getting an infection, losing a limb, losing a tongue. You know, don't do it. It's just really not worth it. And whenever you go to a new shop, make sure that they have a certificate of sterilization, of cleanliness, of whatever they want to call it. That way you ensure that they are a clean shop, not only professional shop, but a clean one at that, because not all shops out there which do have a name and a reputation are clean. I've heard horror stories of my friends going to very prestigious body shops. They come out with infected tattoos a couple weeks later. So let's not do that to yourselves, and let's just all be happy with body modifications by going to the right shop in the first place. And with any body modification, whether it's during the procedure or if you don't want to get it anymore or whatever it is, or even the artist or the piercer, if for whatever reason you feel uncomfortable, do not go on with the procedure. Speak up if anything makes you uncomfortable, whether physically or emotionally. This is going to be on your body for the rest of your life if it's a tattoo, or even for long periods of time if you're getting spacers or if you're getting more drastic modifications. You know, it is your body, and even though, you know, they're professionals, if you don't feel comfortable with something, just do speak up, because again, it could be the difference between injury and, to be honest, bond between you and the business. Yeah, I'm pretty much done talking. Sorry if this was a long video, but this is something that's really dear and near to my heart because I do love my tongue piercing. I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, well, too bad. Thanks for the views. If you did like this kind of content, please again leave me a thumbs up, and also leave your comments down below with other material that you want me to talk about, whether it's about the tongue piercing or other topics that I talk about on my channel. Leave those all downstairs, and like I said earlier, please subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much again for your support. But yeah, guys, thank you so much again for watching. I love you guys, and until next time, keep up the awesome, never change, and I'll see you guys next time. Maria Toria se va. Is that a cool outro? Like, Maria Toria out, but like, Maria Toria se va. I speak Spanish, so if y'all don't know, it means she's leaving, but I guess it sounds better in Spanish. Whatever, bye.